Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be, if I could fix my hair, is going to be my MAC makeup collection. Now I've been wanting to film this video for a while and I finally decided to just sit down and film it today. So I'm really excited to share with you guys my MAC collection. I just want to address before I film this video, and this is annoying me, this sweater, that I know that there's a lot of controversy about MAC sometimes, and some people say that they are just like a horrible company and they hate their stuff, and some people really hate MAC and some people absolutely love MAC. I'm one of those people that still love MAC. I've been a MAC fan for forever. It was the brand that I grew up on mostly. After Clinique, all my sister and I wanted was MAC when we were growing up. And I think that they're just a consistent, innovative brand that is always trying to come out with new things. Not always, sometimes their stuff can be very repetitive and can be kind of like a repeat of like another collection, or they can just repackage things and sell them and say, hey, buy this because the packaging's different. I get that. It's a marketing strategy. A lot of other brands do that, but MAC is always at the forefront because they're such a huge brand. I mean, who doesn't know? In the makeup industry, and probably even male guys, like boyfriends and stuff, they know what MAC is. Even my boyfriend knows what a MAC store is. So they're just really well known, and I think that they just do their basic products right still, like their baked products or their lipsticks or their eyeshadows or their blushes. Those are the things I go for all the time because I know that they're going to be good. I haven't bought anything from MAC in a hot minute. And for some reason I'm missing two of my lip liners. I don't know where they are. But this is mostly everything that I have from MAC minus those two lip liners. But they're very similar to the two I'm going to show you. And I can always link them below to where I've gotten them in a haul. And then I can just show them to you that way. When I get into the lipsticks, I'm not going to be swatching all of them at all because I have an entire lip swatching video on them. And I've only gotten like two new ones in the past like few months. I haven't gotten any new lipsticks except for like Cream in Your Coffee and like one other lipstick, I believe. But everything else is an older lipstick, so I'm not going to be swatching all of them, but I will be talking about them and going through all of them. So let's just jump right in. Let's start with my palettes from them. I have two eyeshadow palettes and then I have two blush palettes. So let's go through the eyeshadows first. I might as well jump into the eyeshadows I have on today. I'm wearing a bunch of MAC products today, and I wasn't going to sit down and film this video because I was like going to be lazy, but I was like, no, I need to film this video because I've been wanting to film this video for forever, and I planned on wearing a bunch of MAC products today, so I was like, I might as well sit down and film it. So I do keep my MAC single shadows in this Z palette here. I know Z Palette's a very controversial company right now. And I only use these because I'm not just going to throw them out and buy new ones. I'm going to use them until they completely wear out. So I feel like I have to address that in every single video, just so you know. But I will no longer be ever purchasing anything from them ever again. But I am still going to use them because I'm not going to go out and buy new ones for like $15. So I keep my single shadows in this row here. Excuse me, I keep a full row of MAC shadows here, and then I have one here as well. So I'm going to go through the colors first, and then I will swatch some of them for you. So this one right here is called Blanc Type. It's a really pretty, gorgeous white brow bone highlight shade. Oh my god, I'm forgetting some single shadows. Hold on one second. Okay, so anyway, let me go through my eyeshadows. So the first one is called Blanc Type. It's this really gorgeous white brow bone highlight shade. Then I have the shade Nylon, which is a super popular inner corner highlight shade. It's really gorgeous. Then I have the shade All That Glitters, which is a beautiful lid shade and inner corner shade. I love that shade. Then we have Soft Brown, which is a super popular crease shade. This is like one of their most popular eyeshadows ever. Then we have, what is this one called? Mulch, I believe. I think this one is called Mulch. And this one's a really gorgeous brown glittery shade. Then we have Brown Script, which is a really beautiful warm toned brown shade, reddish brown. Then we have Copper Ring, which is a beautiful copper tone eyeshadow, like a shimmery eyeshadow. And then we have Brown Down, which is a matte dark chocolate brown shade. So the ones I'm wearing today is I'm wearing soft brown in the crease, then I darken up the crease more with brown script, then I used Brown Down on the outer corners, and then I used Copper Ring on my lid, then I used Blanc Type on my brow bone, and then I used All That Glitters and Nylon on my inner corners, and then I smudged some soft brown on my lower lash line. So I did use most of these except for Mulch today. So I really like how my look turned out. I always love MAC eyeshadows. I'm just going to swatch my favorite ones for you. Nylon is just amazing. I am making a pretty good dent in the center of it. I try to use it as much as I can as a highlighting shade. Look how gorgeous that is. It's beautiful. It's so gorgeous for the inner corners. And then I also love All That Glitters, which is a gorgeous like tan shade for the lid. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I mixed the two together today though to give it a really pretty shine. So that's what it looks like right there, if you can see it. Look how pretty that is. But yeah, they're really gorgeous, and I love their matte shades. They blend beautifully. Copper Ring, when I was putting it on today, it was a little bit, it wasn't really too pigmented, but when I actually put on MAC eyeshadows, I don't really have to worry about them transferring too much. These eyeshadows lasted so nicely today. I just know when I'm going to wear MAC eyeshadows that they're just going to blend properly. I don't really have to worry about, like, blending for a million years. Like, I know, like, some people don't love them. They have more of, like, a stiffer formula, and they're a little bit more harder pressed. But you always know you're not going to spend, like, a million years blending a MAC eyeshadow. It's just going to go on your eye, and you're going to be ready to go. And I think they're really good for, like, more natural looks. And you pretty much know what you're getting with a MAC eyeshadow. I really haven't heard, like, MAC eyeshadows just not like having any pigments, but please tell me if that's not true. But all of these have really nice pigmentation to them. I love this shade Brown Script. Like, it's so pigmented, and it's just really soft when you swatch it. Like, their matte shades are so pretty. I'll swatch two of the matte shades, and then we'll just do soft brown, which is beautiful. They're just solid shades. They really do remind, this one really does remind me of Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek though. And Brown Script really reminds me of Cocoa Bear. Creme Brulee is right here and Cocoa Bear is right here. Those are two of my favorite shades from Makeup Geek. I do find that they are similar to Makeup Geek's formula, and this is the first time I've worn Copper Ring in a while. I really don't wear it too often, and I just love how it looks on my lid. It really did pull the full look together. If I didn't wear this eyeshadow, it would have been like a pretty boring matte look. But yeah, so those are my single shadows from MAC, and then I'll show you guys the one palette that I have. It's basically a full palette of single eyeshadows, but they were selling these as full eyeshadow palettes. They were about $75 a piece, but I got mine for like $65. I got it for like $10 off. And this is the MAC eyeshadow 15 Warm Neutral Pan Palette. And this is the warm version. They had like a cool tone version. They had like an all matte version, I think, and like an all shimmer version. So I obviously wanted the warm version because there was a lot of eyeshadows in this one that I really wanted that I didn't own in the single form. So let's open it up and I'll tell you guys the shades. So this is what the palette looks like. So we're going to start from this side. So we have Hey, Warm Breeze, Ginger Snap, Dark Brew, and Dance in the Dark. Then we have Brulee. I'm going to show you a better shot of it, don't worry. Then we have Brulee, Vanilla Extract, Honey Lust, Amber Lights, and Saddle. And then down here we have Unwind. No, that's wrong. Lemon Tart, Lemon Tart, Creative Copper, Butter Fudge, Divine Decadence, and Unwind. So I pretty much have used every single shade in this palette. This palette does get pretty messy. If you guys can see, there is a lot of kick up to them. I don't find that with the single shadows as much as these. I feel like these ones have more kick up than those. I barely get any kick up from those, from the pressed pan versions, which I really like. And also, if you guys didn't know, MAC did lower their prices of their pan eyeshadows. They used to be a lot more expensive, but now they're only, I believe $5 or $6 a piece. I think it's $6 an eyeshadow, which I think is a great price. And I think they did it to compete with Makeup Geek as well. But anyway, I love this palette. This is really beautiful. I think you guys already know what my favorite shades are in here. It's Amber Lights and Saddle. Amber Lights is so gorgeous. This shade is amazing. So this is what the palette looks like up close. But do you see that shine that Amber Lights gives off that all the other eyeshadows don't look as like reflective as it? It's just this gorgeous yellow gold shade. It's like unreal how beautiful it is. It looks so gorgeous on the lid. And you don't think it would be like that stunning, but it is stunning. It's such a gorgeous like orangey gold bronze shade. And I could tell why this was like one of, I love how I'm like over here the whole time. I could tell why that this was such a favorite shade of Kathleen Lights, and that's where her name comes from. She named her YouTube channel after Amber Lights basically because she loves the shade so much. And it is flipping stunning. Like I love this shade so much. And then the shade Saddle, which is one of their super popular matte shades again. And it just so happened to be in this palette. It's such a gorgeous like medium tone brown shade. And then this really pretty gold shade is also really nice. But I find that the other golds in here are a bit chunky compared to Amber Lights, and I don't feel like they're as pigmented. I like them, but again, you're not going to get like a full intense eyeshadow from MAC sometimes, especially like the basic ones. They're going to be more of just like a light pop of color, which I do like, but I just wish they were a little bit more intense sometimes. This is the gold shade right here that I just swatched. See how it's not as intense? It's still really pretty. And again, I've used the majority of these shades in this palette. I'm just going to swatch this really pretty, like, unique red, like, pinkish color. This one's called Ginger Snap. And it's just a really gorgeous, pinky, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a really unique shade. So I really liked that one as well. Those are kind of my favorites. The rest of them, I love using this one on my outer corners. I wouldn't say this palette's like one of my favorites, but it is a solid palette. Like you get what you expect from any other MAC shadows. But it's not something I would reach and die to get again. I just wanted some more staple MAC shades in my collection, and I thought this was a great deal for that. I think that MAC really has great deals in their palettes. But these shades are really nice. Like I've used this one on the lid, this one on the outer corners, this one in the crease, this one on the outer corners, these all over the lid. There's a lot of really pretty all over the lid shades in here, and there's some nice crease shades in here. So you do get a good range of colors. You have your pinks up here, you have your more neutral tones, then you have some really pretty neutral to like bronzy and brown, and then you have some golds, and then you have a little bit of like dark brown and then some green thrown in there. So I think that's like, it's a nice color story and it makes sense. So I did really like that they put these palettes together, and I think they were really good value. This was like $75, which is good because like I think each shadow was like $10 at that point. They hadn't lowered their prices yet, and I think even now I think this would be $75 if it was $5 a piece. So that's why it was the deal, because I don't think they had lowered their prices yet of their eyeshadows. So those are my palettes. And then I have one single shadow here. I used to have three, but the other two I really don't use anymore. And it's probably in my other case. I'm just going to show it to you like this. I kept on shattering this eyeshadow, and it's so upsetting, because I only bought this like a year and a half ago, but I kept this next to like my other lipsticks on top of my display. I'm sure if you guys have seen my makeup collection or my lipstick collection video, I keep like a couple of eyeshadows on top, like in front of these like lipstick trays. I keep them in front, and I kept on knocking it over when I put my towel back on my rack, because my towel rack for like my hand towel is right above my lipsticks. So I kept on knocking it over when I would like open the door. I kept on knocking these over, and I was like, I need to finally just put this in a drawer. I mean, I still use it because it's still usable, but it's like pretty much like crumbled, and that really sucks because it's not even that old of an eyeshadow. But this is MAC's Shroom. This one is also a very, very popular inner corner highlight. I got this as a single shadow a while ago. I think I hauled it in one of my MAC hauls. So those are all the eyeshadows I wanted to show you guys. I don't have any of their pigments actually. I am going to go for some of the NYX pigments very soon. I don't really want to spend too much money on pigments. Like, I really have been wanting MAC's Rose Gold and Reflect white or white reflect. I don't remember what it is. It's not reflect gold. It's like a white, frosty white shade that everybody uses around like Christmas time, and rose gold has been like a cult favorite like forever. Sorry, my boyfriend texted me. He was supposed to come over today and then he didn't, so he's like saying sorry, like because he had 2 exams today and he didn't feel good afterwards. He was up like studying all night, so I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't hear from him until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I was still expecting him to come over. Then he was like, yeah, I'm way too tired. So he's just been texting me since he got home. So anyway, I did have class today and then I went to CVS and to Ulta to check out some holiday sets. So it's not like I didn't do anything today. So those are the eyeshadows. I was saying something about the eyeshadows though, and now I can't remember. Now let's move on to my blushes. I actually have a shit ton of MAC blushes, so let's move on to my Z palette first. If you guys check out what's in my Z palette video, you'll see in depth of all of the eyeshadows and blushes that I keep in my Z palettes, but we're going to move on to this one, and this is my MAC blush palette. Now this is only full of MAC blushes. There's no other brand in here. These are just my MAC blushes in here. And this is not all of the MAC blushes that I have. I made it my mission to collect MAC blushes and collect all of the colors that I knew were staples in other people's collections. And I was like, hey, I want them too. So I built my own palette. This took me a little while. It took me a few months to get all the shades that I wanted because obviously they're not the cheapest. But buying the single pan eyeshadows, buying the single pan blushes are actually cheaper than buying the compacts. These are like a few dollars cheaper. I think they're like $8 or $9 as opposed to like $14 or $15 for the. Actually, I think the compacts are like $20. I think these are like $12. So you do save like $8 buying the single pans. So anyway, we have Melba, Margin, Style, Harmony, Spring Sheen, Modern Mandarin, Well Dressed, and Love Cloud. Yes, I did. I do usually memorize all of my names. But I did also label all of them on the back when I did stick the magnets in here. I got most of my magnets from Makeup Geek because most of usually 99% of the time MAC does not come with magnets when you order their individual pans or any of their blushes or eyeshadows like I just said. I believe I got all of my eyeshadows and single pan blushes online from MAC. And these took like a couple of online orders. So anyway, today I'm wearing Melba and Spring Sheen on my cheeks. And those are like 2 of my absolute favorite blushes. So this one is a really gorgeous like matte orangey shade, and this is a really, really popular blush from MAC. It's like one of my all-time favorite blushes. I love it so much. Then we have Margin, which is a really beautiful shimmery like brown shade. I don't even know how to explain Margin, but it's so gorgeous on the cheeks. It does not look like a flat nude toned blush whatsoever. It looks amazing on the cheeks. It just gives it such a beautiful glow. Then we have Style, which is also a gorgeous orangey shimmery shade. I love this blush as well. I almost wore this one with this one. And then I was like, no, let me wear Spring Sheen because it goes a little bit better with my look. And then Harmony, which is a really pretty medium tone brown shade. I don't know why I got this one, honestly, but I just wanted another nude shade from them. And I just wanted something that, again, was a very popular shade. I really like it for mixing with other blushes from this palette, or I sometimes use it as a contour, but not really that often at all, or I'll just use it like to blend my contour a little bit more. Then we have Spring Sheen, which is again one of my favorites. It's a gorgeous like orangey, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like a orange gold shade, and it has like gold flakes of glitter in it. So pretty. Then we have Modern Mandarin, which is a gorgeous tangerine. Then we have Well Dressed, which is a gorgeous purpley pink shade. And then we have Love Cloud, which is a classic pink shade. So those are all of the colors. Let's swatch some of them. We'll do Margin and Spring Sheen, which are 2 of my favorites. They probably won't swatch very well. MAC blushes really don't swatch that well, but once you put them on your face, you realize like how beautiful they are. So this one's Margin and this one's Spring Sheen. I will try and give, yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. They're, again, really not going to show up too much, but you really have to swatch MAC blushes in store and like decide which one you really, really like yourself, because it's going to be hard to tell from these swatches. I can swatch the more orangey shades for you. So this one is Style and this one is Modern Mandarin. Again, really not going to see it all that much. I really feel like I don't give you guys good enough swatches. All right, so you can see it there, but they're really, really beautiful. I love the MAC blush formula. They're not too pigmented. I really love for MAC that they are buildable blushes. For most blushes, they are just too pigmented and it really can look like overkill on your cheeks, or it can just look like your cheeks are purple or your cheeks are orange. It's like you don't really want that all the time. Like as you can see, this is like a really nice amount of pigment because I built it up. And they really don't take too much building up to actually build up the pigment on your cheeks. It's only like 3 or 4 swipes and then you have your blush. But that's why I love the formula of MAC blushes, and they last a really long time as well. I've been wearing this since like 12. I did just reapply a little bit now, but that's like 6 hours worth of wear, which is really good, and that's without sweating, because obviously it's pretty cold out now. It's like 50 degrees today, so yeah, I love these. And now let's move on to another blush palette. So I do have this blush palette from MAC as well. This is the MAC Contour and Sculpt Yourself palette. I love this palette. Love this palette. So it comes with 4 blushes, a setting powder, and a contouring powder. So let's just go through the shades first. So first we have Peaches, which is a ridiculously popular blush from them, which is obviously a peach tone blush. It's called Peaches. Then we have, this one is Sunbask, which is again a super popular blush, and it's much more lighter than Peaches. It's more of like a skin tone, like orangey shade, and it has some shimmer through it. So it has 2 matte blushes and 2 shimmery blushes. Then we have Fleur Power, which is again a ridiculously popular blush, and it's just a classic pink shade. Then we have MAC's Emphasize, and that was mostly why I really wanted this palette, was because Emphasize was in here. And this is a super popular setting powder from them. Then we have Trace Gold, which is a gorgeous shimmery gold shade, blush shade. And then we have Sculpt, which is an amazing sculpting contouring powder. And I know it's really boring that it's called Sculpt, but this powder is amazing. But I'm going to go through all of them. So we have Peaches, which is a gorgeous blush. This is probably the only peach tone blush that is not too orange. And that is really hard to pull off with a peach blush, because usually most of them just look orange on the cheeks. I'm not saying I don't love an orange blush on my cheeks, but they can look, I feel like with MAC, they nail the blush colors. Like, they just really nail it for like all skin tones, because they have such a versatile range of blushes, and they really make some beautiful dark tone blushes if you're dark skinned. But they also make amazing fair light shades as well. And this one is just, oh, that is so soft. So soft. Oh my god. I did not realize how soft that one is. I feel like these swatches aren't going to do them justice whatsoever. But we're going to try. Alright, so that one is Peaches right there. It's going to be a little bit chalky, but trust me, when you put this on your face, it is so beautiful. So pretty. And then we have Fleur Power. Wow, Peaches was so much, like, softer than Fleur Power. And again, this one's a really gorgeous pinky toned shade. Look how pretty that is. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I want that on my cheeks right now. And then we have MAC's Emphasize, which is a setting powder, which I don't really use, to be honest, for a setting powder. I like using it as a cleaning up powder to clean up my contour, which is for this lovely shade right here, which is called Sculpt. This is amazing. It blends so beautifully. These are a little bit harder in the pan, but I like that because there's not that much kick up or anything. And this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous contouring. I said contouring shade. It's amazing. Like, this is so good for fair toned girls or someone who has like a cooler undertone in their skin. It's amazing. It just blends beautifully. I love it. And I don't have to swatch all of these because I am about to talk about one of these other blushes in a second because I have a repeat of them because then I have 3 more compacts. That's how many blushes I have from them. So I have 8 blushes in the Z palette. I have 4 blushes in here, so that's 12. And then I have 3 more, but one's a repeat. So I have 14 blushes from MAC. The obsession is real. So that is that palette. Now let's move on to the individual compacts. We're just going to talk about this one really quickly since it's a repeat in there. This one is Sunbask, and this one is a sheer tone shimmer blush. So I guess these ones are sheer tone blushes, and the other ones are called matte blushes. Yeah, just matte powder blushes. So this one is Sunbask, and this is one of the individual compacts because I got this a lot earlier before I even got this palette, and I thought that that palette was worth it because of the other shades that you got in here. I believe this was like $60 and it was like an $100 value, so I thought that was a great deal because like all of these put together is like $20 a piece, and I think that the contour and emphasize powder are a little bit more expensive. I think they might be like 25 bucks a piece. So this was a really good value, so that's why I really wanted it. And I had no idea. Well, I did know that there was going to be a repeat in there, but I had no idea when I got this like a few months before that. But I do have an individual of it as well, so I can just swatch it for you guys really quickly. It's a really gorgeous everyday blush shade. This is like one of Stephanie Nicole's favorite blushes of all time. She used to wear it like nonstop when she first started her channel. So this one is right here. It's very different from Peaches. It's a lot more neutral toned. And she mostly talks about mood exposure now from Hourglass. I haven't really seen her talk about Sunbask in a while. Sorry, I just like trolling him when he's not here. Okay, now let's talk about the Mineralized Skin Finish blush that I have from them. This is the different packaging because the Mineralized Skin Finish products usually come in this type of packaging. And this is the Mineralized blush in the shade Warm Soul. I think everyone and their mother has this blush. They always say the names on the back, by the way. I'll just show it to you. And the difference between the these ones and, well, I just said it, between these ones and the powder blushes is that their Mineralized Skin Finish line is a baked line, which means that their products are baked. So, Jesus. Okay, sorry for that malfunction, but anyway, this is what the blush looks like. It literally went flying, and it's just a gorgeous, like, brown, not really like a brown, like a tan gold shade because it has like beautiful like gold glitters running through it, but the glitter never transfers to your face. Like it doesn't look like you have like a bunch of glitter on your face. So this is what the this is what the blush looks like. It's right here. See how it gives off like a shine? Like the mineralized blushes aren't matte really. They're more of like a shiny like wash of color, and they give more of like a luminous look to your cheeks rather than like a matte kind of look. And this one's really, really pretty. I really like it. It's very pigmented as well. So if you're not looking for something that's like completely neutral and you want like a little bit of color, but you still want something that is neutral, I would go for this or like any of their other shades in this line. I really love the mineralized line, and I will go into more of them in just a second, but I have one more blush, and that is the MAC powder blush in the shade Spellbinder. The plastic from the actual top came off. I don't know how that happened. It was just like the way that I stored it. I don't know, but it's like when I show it to you, it's like doesn't have a top. But this one was part of the Fairy collection, and that was like one of the only collections I was super interested in when they came out with it, because I really don't purchase stuff from their limited edition collections. I really wanted the, like, some of the Mariah Carey stuff and stuff like that, but then I just, like, passed on it because I'm like, I have enough stuff from MAC, or I have enough lipsticks that it's like I really didn't need them. I do want some new stuff from the Nicki Minaj Nudes collection, though. Like, those lipsticks look gorgeous, and I really am dying to get Whisper of Guilt. They did just re-release it for the holidays, but it's like, it comes in, like, a full set and you have to purchase the set in order to get the highlighter, which is a little bit annoying. I wish they just would have released Whisper of Guilt by itself limited edition again, but maybe they don't want to sell out of it as fast, so they're selling it as a set. But anyway, this is Spellbinder, and this was one of the colors that came with that fairy collection. The other one was like an orangey shade. I forgot the name of it, but I think that they did re-release this for a little bit, and they re-released them on sale. And I was like, of course they did, and I didn't get it on sale the first time. This one's actually like probably my least favorite blush from MAC because this one is definitely the least pigmented. It is not as pigmented as all the other blushes that I have that I showed you guys. As you can see, it really doesn't swatch. It's this one right here. But it's pretty on the cheeks, but I feel like you have to build it up a lot. I also feel like it has a drier formula than the other blushes. I feel like the other blushes are a little bit more soft, but it was really pretty, and I just wanted something from a limited edition collection, and I just thought the color was really pretty when I got it, so I just didn't buy it just to have it, but I did really want something from a limited edition collection, and I thought the Fairy Whispers collection looks gorgeous. I really wanted some of the eyeshadows as well, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're going to get into just one powder and then some highlighters. So now, I think you guys know this is like one of my favorite products from them of all time. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. Now this is a baked product as well, and this is one of their powder compacts, and this one is in the shade Medium. So this is what it looks like. As you guys can see, I've hit serious pan on this. This was like one of my favorite powders of all time for a while. This used to be like a baked powder, so it used to have like a baked formula on top, and as you can see, since I've worn it down to the pan, it's not like that anymore. I can't really use this anymore because when I use it, it really does not perform the way that it used to, but it's so soft. And if you're looking for a powder for dry skin, I would totally recommend this. But I was actually just watching Kathleen Light's favorites video today, and I put this in my favorites as well. We were both talking about the Wet n Wild new pressed powder, and that's also a baked formula as well. And she said in her video, she said it's literally an exact dupe for this powder, and that one is only $5. So now I think I've found my new favorite drugstore powder that is similar to this one, because as you guys know, I've been looking for a drugstore alternative powder for quite a while. But I do feel like that this one still has more pigment to it, and that's why I liked this one more. The Wet n Wild one is so translucent that I feel like it doesn't cover anything sometimes. But when I wear it, I really like how it just makes my skin look beautifully blended. But this one I felt like set my makeup, and the Wet n Wild one I feel like it's just a brush of powder over my dry skin. I felt like that was the only difference, but they are so similar in formula when you touch them, and when you apply them, they're pretty much the same color. But yeah, I love this. And I bought this because of Jaclyn Hill. She like always recommended this 100% when she was first starting her channel. Of course, the Giorgio Armani became her favorite, and that became my favorite because I love that powder. It's amazing. That's still my favorite powder, hands down, of all time. But this one is pretty damn good. And if you are looking for a good setting powder, I would suggest the MAC Baked Powders or the Wet n Wild one if you don't want to spend as much money on a MAC powder. Okay, now let's talk about the last baked mineralized products I have in this video, and these are two of their highlighters. So these are the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes in the shades Soft and Gentle and Lightscapade. These are both really big cult favorites, and I'm actually wearing both of them today mixed on my cheeks, so I wanted to talk about them. So this one is Soft and Gentle. This is by far my favorite one. It is so... oh my god, their highlighters are so stunning, like so beautiful. So this is what it looks like, and I just love how they present these. They're so beautiful, the way that they do them. They kind of remind me of like galaxy outer space themes. I just love it. I know it's like super messy, but I have used this highlighter a shit ton. I love it so much. And it's a really gorgeous like pinky kind of tan gold shade, and it's just so unique. And I just think this one is gorgeous. Some people don't love this highlighter, like Kathleen Lights and Young London Polish both said that they can't get into this highlighter, but I love it. Like, look how gorgeous that is. Like, excuse me, look how beautiful that is. Like, come on. It's a gorgeous highlighter. They have, like, this like intensity to them that's not like insane, but it's not subtle at all. It just has like a bam highlight, but it's not like ridiculously intense like the Ofra ones or like the Anastasia ones from Nicole Guerrero. They are just beautiful. Every time I wear them, I fall more in love with them. It's a beautiful like white pink tan shade when you actually swatch it. It's amazing. I love this so much that I loved this so much that I had to purchase another one. And this one is the shade Lightscapade. This one's really popular for fairer toned girls, and this one has such unique packaging. It's like a white color with like pink in it and a little bit of blue. So that's what it looks like right there, if you guys can see that. Oh my god, the light is just so much. You could probably see it better from back here. Oh, there we go. Anyway, I'm just going to swatch it for you. This one is not as intense as Soft and Gentle. Soft and Gentle definitely has my heart. But this one doesn't have as much glitter in it as Soft and Gentle. This one's more of like a matte finish, but it's still gorgeous. Like, it still gives you a little oomph. And it still has a really beautiful reflect to it. That's why I prefer these over like other matte highlighters, because you still get like that beautiful pigment. Like, if you don't want something that's too intense, I would go for this, or like anything else that's similar to this formula in like another color. Like, obviously it's going to be the same mineralized skin finish formula, and I'm sure they make ones that aren't as glittery. Okay, so that's it for the powder products. Now let's go through just some individual products. So the first and only eyeshadow primer I have from them is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. And this one I got because Kathleen Lights absolutely raved about this. And pretty much everybody says this is an exact dupe for the Smashbox one. So I don't know why I got this one, honestly. I mean, she said it was better than the Smashbox one, and Young, Well, and Polish always talks about the Smashbox one, and she says that one's her favorite. But then they say they're pretty much exact dupes. But this is an amazing eyeshadow primer. If you're looking for a basic eyeshadow primer, I would highly suggest this one. It's great. I have been using the Wet n Wild one a lot because I have been wearing my eyeshadow like forever. But I would suggest this or the Smashbox if you wear it all day. This is a great, great eyeshadow base. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Extended Eye Base. So that's that one. And then we have just a couple of other products. I was trying to look for my MAC Pro Longwear, but I think I decluttered it in my last declutter video. I could have sworn I saw it a couple of days ago. But that's like one of my favorite concealers of all time. I just don't have it right now because I can't afford it right now, but I freaking love it, and I usually do have it in my collection. But I just wanted to tell you guys I love it. It's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm in the shade NW25, I believe, or NW15, not 25. What am I talking about? I'm not that tan. NW15 is a phenomenal, phenomenal concealer. It was my all-time favorite concealer before I tried the Urban Decay one. It might still be one of my favorites over the Urban Decay because I've been finding the Urban Decay very drying lately. I still absolutely love it, but the MAC one I feel like is a little bit more hydrating, even though it's a little bit more heavy. They're pretty much exact dupes for each other, but the MAC one just, it lasts forever. It does not crease. It's so good. It's so beautiful. It's so full coverage, and it just looks gorgeous under the eyes. That concealer is flipping amazing, but for some reason I just can't find it right now. I could have sworn I put it in my declutter bag or my empties, but I couldn't find it in there, and I couldn't find it in my bathroom either. So maybe I just threw it out. I have no idea. Then I have another MAC Prep and Prime product. This is the MAC Prep and Prime in the shade Radiant Rose. I didn't have this in my collection for quite a while, and then I repurchased it a while ago. I got it with one other product. This is really, really good for lightening up other concealers that are a little bit yellow on me, or if I just want to add a natural like brightness to my under eyes without like using like a brightening powder or like a white kind of powder or like a fairer kind of concealer. I really do like this for lightening up other concealers, and I've been doing that lately with this because it's a very lightweight product and it's not like adding another concealer. Why is there like air bubbles in here? But this is great for my skin tone because it's called Radiant Rose, so it has like a white kind of like pinky undertone to it, and you just brush it on, and it's such an easy product to use. Like, it's not like that much of a hassle as like mixing two concealers together. Like, I just know that this works, so I just add this to my Milani concealer a lot because that one is really yellow on me. That this really helps lighten it up, and it just doesn't add as much of a heaviness as another concealer would, so it's really good to mix with other. Obviously, you mix it with concealers, but I also did use it a lot as a natural highlighter when I first got it, but then I just decided to use it as a light boosting product, like their Light Boost one that they have that's more of a yellow tone one, and that one is more pink toned. So, and then the last like eye product I'm going to be talking about is the MAC Ascend Play Giga Black Lash. I'm pretty sure you guys know how I feel about this. This one is like pretty much done. I have to get rid of this one, but I still had it in my bathroom, so I said I might as well share it with you guys because this is a staple in my collection anyway. I usually never have this, I usually never have this in my collection. Like, how does that make sense? I usually always 100% have this in my collection except for right now because, again, it's too expensive for me right now. But this is the best bottom lash mascara of all time. It's amazing. Look at this wand. Like, that wand is just perfect for the lower lashes. It gives you such full volume on their lower lashes, and it just really separates them and really makes them look amazing. So I highly recommend this 1000% for the lower lash line. I'm on the hunt for the NYX Skinny mascara though. I didn't find it in my Ulta or my CVS today, so maybe I'll find it in like a cheaper drugstore. But since I ran out of this one, I've been wearing another mascara on the top and bottom lashes, and I really love this mascara on my bottom lashes as well, and I haven't hauled it yet because it's a drugstore mascara that I'm saving for my next haul. But it's really good for the lower lashes, but this is amazing, obviously. I'm getting really tired. Oh my god. Oh my gerch. Oh my gerch. Okay. So then we have 2 lip liners from MAC, and then we'll get into my lipsticks, and then we're done. So at least we're done after this. So as I told you guys, I thought I had 4 lip liners, which I do have 4 lip liners from them. For some reason, I cannot find them for the life of me. I'm probably going to find them like a week or 2 later, and I'm going to be so pissed that I didn't have them for this video. But again, they're very similar to the ones I'm showing you guys. They're just basically like a darker version of each. So these are the 2 I have. These are the MAC lip pencils. They're just called the MAC lip pencils in these shades Subculture and these shades Dervish. So the first one is a nude toned lip liner. I'm just going to swatch it for you really quickly. I don't have to go in depth. Oh my god, please swatch. I'm like rubbing this on my hands so much. And then this one is called Dervish. And they have a much drier formula than a lot of other lip liners. So this one is Subculture and this one is Dervish. Subculture is a really beautiful nude shade, and then Dervish is a really pretty like pinky rose. And then the other 2 that I have is called Soar and Strip Down. Strip Down is a darker nude shade, and Soar is like a more of a cooler tone pink shade, and I love all of them. I really love MAC lip liners. I love MAC products. Like, come on. Like, how many times do I have to say how much I love MAC? But I wear Subculture like it's going out of style. This is like my favorite lip liner ever. I wear it almost every single day of my life. I've been wearing my Wet n Wild ones a lot more though because I love those. And I might get more of those. But before I had any other lip liners, I was wearing the NYX ones, and then as soon as I got new MAC ones, because I never had MAC ones before, this is the one I was living in. I love it so much. And then Dervish is really beautiful as well. It's really beautiful for pink tone lipsticks. And they just last a really long time. They do have a drier formula. They're a little bit rough. But they don't like bleed as much as like my ColourPop ones. They just like line your lips really, really nicely, and they stay on a really long time. So now let's get into the lipsticks. So I'm just going to go through the shades. I'm just going to show them to you really quickly. So I keep them in these lipstick holders, and I'm going to show you from here, from this side to this side. So I have 2 luster lipsticks right here. So I have the shades High Tea and Syrup. Then I have an amplified finish, which is called Blankety. Then I have my nude matte shades that start from here. So I have Honey Love, Kinda Sexy, and Velvet Teddy. Okay, then I have, starting with more nude shades, well, one more nude shade, I have Yash. Then I have another matte brown. I have the shade Taupe. And then I have my cream sheens, which I have Pillow Talk. Oh my god, these are so dusty. I have Pillow Talk, Cream Cup, Among the Fireflies, and Cream in Your Coffee, which is the newest shade that I have. And then I have the rest of my matte shades, which is Candy Yum Yum, Ruby Woo, which is a retro matte, Diva, Sin, which are all regular matte shades, and then Whirl and Stone are matte as well, because I liked doing like the darker shades here and the nuder shades. I went more like from nude shades to darkest shades, not really from finish. I organized it from finish, but then I went from color, from like lightest to darkest. So I will go through each and every one with you guys. And then I also have one more cream sheen lipstick that is on the end, and this is Creme de Nude because it doesn't fit in there. So let's go through them. So the first shade I have is called High Tea, and this one is like a metallic, like gold nude shade, and it kind of has I'm just going to swatch the finishes for you, but I'm not swatching all of the lipsticks. I will link my full lip swatching and swatching video below for you guys, and you guys can go check out that video to see swatches of all of the lipsticks, because we're going to be here forever if I swatch all of them. So the luster finish is more of like a glossy finish in lipstick form. So that's what High Tea looks like, and it has more of like a reflective kind of formula to it. And MAC lipsticks, as you guys know, are my favorite lipsticks of all time. That's why I have so many of them, and it's my goal to have as many staple MAC lipsticks as possible. I have enough now, but I do still want probably like 5 or 6 more colors at some point, but I'm not going to get those for like a long time. I really want to back to MAC some of my lipsticks. I'm hoping to use up some of them by like next year or something, because I've had them like forever. But that one is High Tea. I don't really wear this one as often as the other nudes that I have that I'm going to talk about, but I really like it. This one I got mostly because of Makeup by Tiffany D. She would always talk about this. It was like one of her favorite lipsticks ever, but I really don't wear it that often. Then the next one I have is another luster finish, and this one is called Syrup, and this one is a pink toned lipstick. And I'm just going to swatch this one as well because I only have 2 luster lipsticks. This one is amazing. It's such a gorgeous pink shade. I love it so much. I got this one mostly because of Young, Wild, and Polished. She used to talk about this all the time. It is a gorgeous pink shade. I love it so much. I wear it all the time, and I pair it with Max Dervish lip liner all the time. Sometimes I would fully line my lips first with a lip liner and then put on this lipstick, but lately I've just been wearing it by itself if I do wear it, because I find that I can just wear it by itself a lot. Then the next one is my one and only amplified finish, and this one is called Blankety. Obviously you guys know the names are on the bottom. I'm not going to bother doing that. So this is what this shade looks like. As you guys can see, I've used this a crap ton because this is one of my favorite nude shades from them. I love it so much. And the amplified version is a little bit glossier than the cream sheens, and they have a little bit more pigment to them. So that one is the amplified Blankety. It is so gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous nude shade. I love it so much. As you can see, I love it so much. And it's like a pinky nude shade. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I love it. And they're so comfortable on the lips. So comfortable. Okay. Let me stop spazzing. So comfortable. Then we have some matte shades. So these are my matte nude shades. If you guys know me, you know matte lipsticks from MAC are my favorite ever. I love their matte formula. I love MAC's matte formula. How many times can I say that? So this one is called Honey Love, and this is a gorgeous nude shade. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love how I've ended up swatching every single shade, but I'm just going to swatch this one, and we're not going to swatch the rest of them. I'll just swatch a nude, I'll swatch a dark shade, and I'll swatch like a pink. Okay, so this one is Honey Love. It's amazing. I love it. It's a gorgeous warm-toned, like, light nude shade. It's amazing. I love it so much. The next one is Kinda Sexy, which is the one I'm wearing on my lips right now, so I'm not going to swatch it. And this is another matte shade, and this one's more of like an orangey, warm tone kind of color, which is like some of my favorite lipstick shades ever. I love those kind of shades. I'm just fixing this corner because it's driving me crazy. That's better. That is so much better. So, this one I got because I believe I was watching a drag queen's YouTube video and she was like raving about this. I can't remember her name, but her channel is so awesome. If I remember it, I will link it below. I think she has like 1,000+ subscribers. She's really awesome. I think she used to comment on a couple of my videos as well. And she was talking about this lipstick like constantly in her video, and I was like, I need that because I had no idea that this nude existed because, oh my God, why is my computer not charging? Hold on 1 second, hold the phone. Sorry, my computer like was not charging when I was plugging it in, and I think I didn't realize that I kept on unplugging it. I don't even know, but I'm like constantly hitting this stupid charger thing. So, but I had it unplugged for a while. I was like, I need to plug it in. So anyway, this one that I was just talking about is, yeah, kind of sexy. It's a really gorgeous, like, orangey nude shade. I love it so much, and I just really wanted to wear it today because I thought it went perfectly with my look, and I love wearing this lipstick with this eyeshadow copper ring and with the Spring Sheen and Melba blushes. Like, that's one of my favorite like monochromatic kind of looks I love doing, and I just thought it went perfectly with my sweater. So I love this shade. And the next one is called, this is like my favorite all-time favorite lipstick of life. This is Velvet Teddy, and this is another matte shade. As you can see, I've shown it a lot of love, and it's just phenomenal. It's such a gorgeous brown tone nude lipstick. Like, it's so simple, but it's gorgeous. I'll swatch this one for you guys too, because I love it so much. And this one is what Velvet Teddy looks like, which is right there. It has a lot more of a brown tone to it than Honey Love. It has like more of a pink undertone, and it's just phenomenal. I love it so much. I think Tati was the one that turned me on to that shade. She talked about it in one of her favorites videos once, and I like fell in love with it after that. Then the next shade is the last like lighter nude shade that I have, and this one is called Yash. And this one is more of like a, I can't really explain these shades, I'm just showing it to you. It's like more of a yellowy toned kind of nude shade. Really, really pretty. This is definitely the most recent one I added to my collection besides Kind of Sexy. I mean, I've had it for quite a while. Let's get real. But it's a really beautiful shade. For some reason, I like kept on turning it down. It is a little bit lopsided, but once I swatched it and wore it for a while, I'm like, I love this. So I love that shade as well. And then we have one more matte shade, and then we'll get into some of the cream sheens. This one is Taupe, which is a really beautiful medium tone brown shade. I love wearing this for like a really beautiful wash of color for the fall time. It's just a really beautiful like medium tone brown to wear with like outfits that I really don't wear for a while. Like if I have a shorter day, I usually wear a lipstick as opposed to a liquid lipstick. Like for my shorter days for class, as you can see, I'm wearing like something really comfortable because I don't wear my makeup that long. I mean, hence I have been wearing my makeup since 12:30 this afternoon because I decided to film a video at 8:30 at night. Because I ran errands until like 5, and then I was waiting for my boyfriend to get here, and then I didn't finish dinner until like 7, then I went to the bathroom, and then by the time I sit down and film, it's 8:30. So this one is beautiful for the fall time. If you're not a liquid lipstick fan, go for this. It's amazing. They just wear like liquid lipsticks. It's crazy how pigmented and how long they last. They're amazing. This one's kind of getting drying right now though. Even though I did wipe it off for a little while, it's getting a little bit drying, but you can see like how gorgeous they look on the lips. Like they're just such a smooth, perfect formula. Okay, now let's get into some of the cream sheens. So the first one is called Pillow Talk. This one is a nude tone kind of shade as well. This one is from the Fairy Collection 2. I have 2 of them. And I've never really swatched like all of the... Okay, so the Luster is more of like a sheer wash of color. The Amplified and the Cream Sheen aren't really that much different, to be honest. They're pretty similar. They pretty much have the same kind of pigmentation to them. I never really knew what the difference between the Amplified and the Cream Sheen were. Please let me know. So this one is Pillow Talk. It's one of my favorite, all-time favorite nudes. It's amazing. The cream sheens are probably even more comfortable than the mattes, but just the mattes I love because they're so pigmented and they're so easy to apply. So that one is Pillow Talk. Then we have a super popular, famous one, and this one is Cream Cup. And this is just an amazing, like, icy pink shade, and it just looks so gorgeous on the lips. And it's just a really beautiful pink. I'm just going to swatch this one too, just so you can have a color comparison between the nude and between the pink. So see it's how it's like a frosty kind of pink shade. Love it so much. I love it. I reach for all of these constantly. These ones that I'm talking about, I love all of them and I wear all of them so much, except for probably High Tea. But I grab for MAC lipsticks so much, and I've been making it my business to wear more of my MAC lipsticks this week because I've been testing out a shit ton of drugstore lipsticks, so I really wanted to go back to the ones that I really love. And then the next cream sheen I have is called Among the Fireflies, and this one is also from the Fairy collection. This one is gorgeous. It's so unique. It's like this brown with like a purple shift to it on your lips. It's so gorgeous. I love it so much. I haven't used it as much as Pillow Talk though, but I still love it. I wear this a lot as well. I definitely reach for this a shit ton. This one I got mainly because of Young Wild and Polished. She did like this Snapchat one day of like her favorite MAC lipsticks, and I bought all of them. I got this one, I got Syrup, I got Cream Cup, and I got like another nude shade, I think. Taupe I got because of Kathleen Lights. She talked about it in like a favorites video, and she did like an entire makeup tutorial based on just that lipstick, and it came out like gorgeous. But this is an amazing shade as well. Then the next cream sheen we have is Cream in Your Coffee. So this is the newest one that I got because my mom got this from one of her sales associates at Bloomingdale's. If you can see the difference between Among the Fireflies and Cream in Your Coffee, Among the Fireflies is a lot more brown tone. Cream in Your Coffee is more of like a mauve-y brown, if you can see the difference. So let's close this one and put it back. So this is really beautiful as well. I love this, and this was definitely another shade I was eyeing for a while, so I'm so glad my mom gave this to me. But this is probably the only one in that MAC video that I don't have swatched for you guys. I'll try and swatch that a little bit better. So that's what it looks like. It's right here. It's a beautiful shade. I love it so much. It's so pretty. Okay, and then the rest of them are all matte shades, so let's get into those. And these are more of like my brighter colors. So first we have Candy Yum Yum, and this one is a hot pink, Barbie pink shade. The only thing is that this is probably my least favorite formula-wise when it comes to their matte lipsticks. I believe every single other one that I have here is absolutely perfect except for this one. I find that this one's a little bit patchy, it's a little bit drying, it's not completely opaque, which really sucks because the color is fabulous. Like, it's such a gorgeous pink color, you know? And I'm like swatching all of these, you guys, but look how gorgeous that, like, look. It's such a gorgeous Barbie pink, but for some reason it just doesn't come off like the way the other MAC lipsticks do. I feel like this should have been called like a retro matte, but as we get into retro mattes, this is MAC's Ruby Woo, and I think that this one is absolutely perfect. This is the only retro matte shade that I have. There's a little bit of specks here. I wore this on... It was one time I went out with Liz during the summertime, and it's just an amazing red. I love it so much. It's like wearing a liquid lipstick on your lips, but it's a lipstick because it's so matte that it doesn't bleed. And red lipsticks are notorious for bleeding. I'm not going to swatch it because then I'm going to be scrubbing it off my hands for 10 million years. That's how pigmented it is, but it's so flipping gorgeous. If you're looking for a perfect red, it's this right here. And if you don't like liquid lipsticks, this is your red. I'm not even kidding. Some people can't wear it because it's drying for them. That's fine. But I suggest you just get it for the color. It's amazing. And it's really amazing formula-wise. I think that this one is so much better than Candy Yum Yum. I don't know why there's such a difference between the formulas in these two. Because I feel like Candy Yum Yum is a retro matte and Ruby Woo is not. Then the next matte shade we have here is called Diva. And this one is a dark toned red shade. And this is really beautiful. I love this. It's so creamy and so comfortable on the lips as well. It's so gorgeous with like for going out. And I just love it. And then the next shade is super similar. But I got this because I thought it was like a brown toned kind of red shade. And then when I got it, I was like, oh my God, this is so similar to Diva. This one is called Sin. And as you look at them in the actual tubes, they look different. So this one is Sin. So these are the two shades, okay? Do you see how like similar, like they do look very similar, but Sin looks a tad bit darker. So this one is Diva, which looks a little bit more red, and this one is Sin. But when you put them on the lips, like I've tested these out so much, like wearing like both of them, just to like compare them, or I'll mix the two together and just wear both of them at the same time. But I'll put like one up here and one down here. I won't wear them out like that, but I'll see like how similar they are, and they are like literally a dead-on match. So I feel bad that I didn't get like Dark Side or something and like return one of them, but I was like, no, I'm going to keep both of them because I was like crazy and I was like, I want both. But I really love both of them equally, but I think I like Diva a little bit more formula-wise than Sin because, did I say formula-wise? Formula-wise, because I think that Sin's a little bit more drying, but it's still beautiful. Okay, this one I just wore in my favorites video, so if you guys will see that very shortly. It will definitely be up before this video. I wore this in my October favorites video, and this one is called Whirl. Everybody and their mother had like an obsession with this lipstick for quite a while. It is amazing. I love this color. It's a really gorgeous like brown tone shade. It is very similar to Taupe, but it has a little bit more of like a purple to it. It's a little bit more cooler tone. Taupe is more like a warmer tone shade. But I've never really swatched both of them like side by side, but Whirl, as you can see, is lighter. It's not as brown, and it's gorgeous on the lips. I keep on trying to say lid, but I'm like, no, I'm not talking about my eyes. I'm talking about my lips. And then the last one I have, and my last matte lipstick from MAC is Stone. And this one is a gorgeously unique shade. It's a gorgeous gray. And it looks so killer on the lips. I think I just wore this a couple of weeks ago. And I wore it on one of my short days as well. And I just love how it looks on the lips. Look at that. Look at that shade. It's so beautiful. It's like a slate gray. It's phenomenal. I love that shade. So that is it for my lipsticks. And then the only two other things I have to show you is two brushes. One I never use anymore and the other one I use every day. This is the MAC 219 brush, and this one I use all the time on my inner corners because I find it has a really nice tip that you can get like all the pigment on your inner corners. I use that all the time. And then the other one is the MAC 266 brush, and this one is an eyeliner brush. I used to use this all the time when I used gel liner, but I don't use gel liner anymore. I'm usually 99% of the time using a gel pencil or a liquid liner or a felt tip liner. I don't use gel eyeliners really anymore. I really want to try out the Maybelline one. I probably should have gotten that, but I've gotten the skinny liners recently because I had that recommended to me by Kristen Olsen on one of my videos. Thank you so much. I've been trying them out and I did pick them up, so I will haul them soon when I get everything. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's it for my MAC lipstick. My MAC makeup collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I didn't have the other two lip liners, but this is pretty much the majority of my collection. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at CBW819. And my Twitter is Pokeface819. And my Snapchat is Pokeface819. And that's it, you guys. Please let me know your thoughts on your favorite MAC products. What your favorite products were in this video. What your favorite colors were. Everything. I want to know everything that you guys love about MAC and what you don't like about MAC. Leave your comments below if you don't like MAC. Alright, so that's it, you guys. Bye!